So I just watched Princess Mononoke and damn is that film amazing. For it being 23 years old, it aged exceptionally well, and everything about the film was amazing, and there were very few flaws with the film. The film talks about how humans are destroying the forest and how the habitats of animals and other creatures that need those places to survive. That theme works extremely well, especially in today's time when people talk a whole lot about climate change. I love how they don't portray all the humans as evil either. They just try to show that humans, for the most part, spare a few of them in the film, are just trying to live their lives by doing so by destroying the forest. The setting of the movie is beautiful in a lot of ways. The forest looks gorgeous and the ironworks has this gritty sort of gross look to it that makes it fit very well. And the setting works really well with how the story is being told to us, making the humans look bad and the animals look good. But it works really well because it contrasts with the personalities of the people living in the places in the ironworks. We can see that people aren't actually bad. In the forest, we can see that the animals judge humans too much. Plus, the animals having this magical presence over the forest, in the end, it was them who almost destroyed everything, in part with the humans of course, but the animals are not blameless on that front. And the settings really helps us throw you into the world and almost try to make you pick a side in the fight, unlike the protagonist. The story of Princess Mononoke is really good and extremely relevant today because it talks about humans destroying the forest and how that affects everything and everyone around them. The ironworks is trying to get all the iron sand out of the forest to make iron out of it and to sell it. In order to get all the iron sand though, they have to destroy the forest, which is causing a lot of problems for the animals living in the forest, and so they fight back. And because they fight back, it just makes the human characters want to get rid of the forest even more, because the animals are becoming a nuisance and hindering the iron production, which is what's pushing them over the edge, saying that they are going to kill the forest god, and that backfires on them. But its story is about how humans affect the world and how nature will always try to fight back. The characters in the story are all pretty good. I love the dynamic between the animals and the humans in the movie. The protagonist Ashitaka was a guy who was just trying to lift his curse, but when he found out what was happening, he didn't support either side, and he kinda just took a neutral stance, while also getting very involved in the issues of both sides because he didn't want to see anyone get hurt, and he just wanted peace between the animals and the humans. San, the heroine of the story, is very interesting because she was a girl who was raised by wolves, and she believes she is a wolf herself and is very strong and brave, and she protects the forest to the best of her ability to the point that she almost dies a few times if it weren't for Ashitaka. Eboshi is the leader of the ironworks, and when we first see her, she admits to being the cause of the curse on Ashitaka's arm. But we can see by how the village is that her intentions aren't necessarily evil and that she just tries to expand and help her village. I know that by the end it feels like she's just abandoning them, but I think she just thought that killing the forest god would help her village a lot more. Plus, she had no reason to believe Ashitaka about the attack on her village. Chocobo is one of the first characters we meet, and he seems like a pretty good guy at first, but then later on when we see him again, we learn that he's just trying to hunt the forest god and that he seems to be working for the emperor. But we can see very clearly that he doesn't care about the people or the animals of this forest and that he's just using everybody to get what he wants. Now I wouldn't really call him the antagonist of the story because I honestly don't think that this story has one, but I wouldn't call him a good guy either, considering he nearly destroyed the entire forest and the ironworks just for some stupid head. Muro is an interesting character because she's sort of like the leader of the forest without actually being the leader. She fights to save the forest alongside the other animals until she actually can't fight anymore. But after the injuries, she kind of becomes more protective over her daughter than the forest itself, which I kind of found the switch to be really drastic, especially after she fought with the apes to save Ashitaka. But I can also kind of understand the change since she can no longer be there. She doesn't want her daughter fighting either, so she can just let the forest die. But in the end, I think she realized that the decision was wrong and tried to save the forest, the demon boar, at the end of the movie, just like she was before her injury. The animation is amazing of course because it's Ghibli, but everything just looks super smooth. The way the animals move looks super fluid, the guns being fired despite their design look like they're actually being fired, and the movie just flows really well. Even in the zoomed out shots of samurai attacking villages look really smooth. It doesn't look like they had cut any corners at all, and that could just be because it's a movie, but still, I've seen some movies where the animation just really sucked, so I just felt like mentioning that point. But overall, the animation is some of the best I've seen from the 90s. The soundtrack of Princess Mononoke is amazing. Each song got me really engaged with what was happening on screen and really pulled me into the world. It let me experience almost being a part of the world. I can listen to the music of Princess Mononoke anytime and feel a lot of emotions around each song, which is amazing. The songs sometimes reflect even the character's mindset on something going on or in action sequences that a lot is happening, as well as the music is diverse and unique and it fits with the world of Princess Mononoke perfectly. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like it. Honestly, this was a pretty interesting experience for me because I haven't seen too many Ghibli movies, but Princess Mononoke was an amazing film and I do recommend it to anybody who wants to watch it.